Wow, good morning, good afternoon, good whatever it is you're having today. This is Judy Matejcek, world class paradigm shifter and transformational coach. Would love to begin this beautiful day of transformation with a prayer. First of all, let's take a deep breath in. It is January 14th, 2025. Yes, January 14th, 2025. And we are living through events right now. And what I would love to do today with this power of your word in action from your invisible power is to, first of all, let's all take the time to shake off anything, any angst, anything that we're feeling about whatever is going on, putting our feet down, shake, 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 just for this small time. Whew. And then take a deep breath in and blow it out. And a deep breath in and blow it out through a straw. And another deep breath in and blow it out. And gently shut your eyes and welcome to Transformation Tuesday, where we gather as an intentional community to shift and uplift the planet. We're shifters here. So keep your eyes closed for a minute. And this month, in January 2025, we are studying the book Your Invisible Power by Genevieve Behrend. It is so appropriate for this time right now. So close your eyes and take these words into your consciousness. My mind is a center of divine operation. And divine operation means expansion and fuller expression, and this means the production of something beyond what has gone on before. Something entirely new, not included in the past, but proceeding from it by an orderly sequence of events. So let's take a deep breath in now. And I would love to bring to mind California and what's going on there, and the fires, the firefighters, the people, the community that are coming together to in their grief, in their suffering, and bonding as a community. I heard something this morning that was really powerful, that reminded me of a time in my past called Wounded Healers. Let's take a deep breath in and perhaps bring to mind something where you were wounded, and it could be a betrayal, a hurt, a fire, a destruction, a hurricane, and you felt this deep wound in your heart. Your heart was so broken, and you made it through to the other side. Yeah, and perhaps what's going on now at the level of fact, January 2025, are bringing to mind all those feelings that perhaps you never felt before because we were in the process of just making it through. So perhaps we can take this time to become wounded healers, sharing our experience, strength, and hope and faith with each other, standing firm when your world is shaking, which is a program that I teach. I love it that there's people out there right now, I know, that they are about to go out and help people stand firm when your world is shaking. So last week we began this book, this is before the fires, on your invisible power, and we were talking about the power of your mind today I want to bring to you this from, I think it's chapter 9, the teaching on how to bring the power in your word into action. How to bring the power of your word in actions. Our words are very powerful. Now I'm going to read this paragraph. In every word that you use, there is a power germ which expands and projects itself in the direction your word indicates. Let me repeat that. In every word you use, there is a power germ which expands and projects itself in the direction your word indicates. For example, you wish the consciousness of joy. Repeat the word joy secretly, persistently, and emphatically. The repetition of the word joy sets up a quality of vibration which causes the joy germ to begin to expand and project itself into your whole being, and it's filled with joy. So let's take a moment here, and many of you have created words for the year. My word for the year is believe. Believe. So whatever word you have, I know people who have set their words as joy, as peace, courage, transformation. If you don't have a word, that bring a word to mind that you would love to take into this 2025. And let's take a deep breath in. Once again, the power of your breath, when you're breathing in and letting it go through your mouth, you're telling your cells, more you do that everything is right here, right now. Rest, digest, create. Because our words create a reality. Our thinking creates a reality. So take a deep breath in. I'm going to repeat my word for the year. You can borrow mine if you would love. It's all right. My word is believe. So believe, believe, believe. Believe, believe, believe. Believe, believe, believe. Believe, believe, believe. So let me tell you a little bit of story about this word or this real-time action. So I've been repeating and writing down in my morning practice, believe, 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 as my power germ. Right? Now it works both ways. You could talk fear, 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 and what you're going to produce is fear, 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 and that's a constrictive way, constrictive, or believe, believe, believe. So let me tell you this. Last night, as I was repeating that word, I woke up and I thought, oh, I wonder how the Self-Realization Center at Pacific Palisades is doing, or if they are even there anymore. And I woke up and I thought, oh, I could go and I could get on their site. And I don't know why I woke up. The Self-Realization Center is where I first came to believe that I had a purpose in this life and what that was. And it's a center, Pacific Palisades Center, is where Gandhi's ashes are. It's a meditation in silence, that space. And there's monks and nuns there. And you go in and it's total silence. And it was built in 1950, 51, year I was born, right? And it's very powerful energy there, and it's right there. And I remember going around and trying to find a place to meditate, and there's a lighthouse right in the middle of this lake with a boardwalk out there. And I remember sitting in the lighthouse and in frustrations because nothing was coming to me. I did not believe that I was had any purpose here, had any power, anything. But I was given this direction by my mentor to meditate on this little book called The Gospel According to Judy. I'm like, oh, no, I don't know. Anyway, I ended up in the middle of this lighthouse with this book that I was supposed to be writing on, not wanting to, right? Just resistance, resistance, resistance. There's so much resistance I still am having, and resentment. That's a whole nother thing about forgiving of myself for not believing. So I sat there in the middle of this lighthouse and I looked at the walls, and there was Jesus, there was Buddha, there was the seven deities of all these things, and their portraits were there looking straight down to where I was sitting. And I was fighting it. And I got quiet, and it was in that moment that I heard this voice saying, "We're all dead, but you're not." It's time to carry the message and be the lighthouse. I'm like, oh. And I fought it, and when I wrote everything down, I wrote it all down, and I left there. And it was a lighthouse moment. Like, what do I have to give? What positive vibes can I do? And that was 13, 14 years ago. So as I came out, and it's 2025, and it woke me up, I got on the website, and they were live streaming, and one of the monks there were talking about the fires there. And I was just curious. Stay curious. There's one of your holy spots. There's this and that. Whatever the results, believe, believe, believe. Well, he got on and led everyone in prayer, calming and everything, and they had all been evacuated. They were down in ashrams who are more in Southern California. And what he was saying was miracles, because there was a man, I'm not too sure his name anymore, but he was a fire trained, and he stayed behind at the temple there with his two kids, and they had this contraption they set up in the middle of the lake that drew the water up from the lake, and they put out the fires and the embers as it came down around the temple, the shrines, whole area. And the shrines and the temple, as of this video, were saved. It's still there. But if you look at the map, that's like a miracle. All the destruction around there is burnt to the ground. So I was like, oh, there's the miracles in the middle of, there's the miracle. There's the miracle. The next thing I saw, believe, 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 was a video of the street vendors in LA that were giving out food to the firefighters. Then I saw the World Food Kitchens. They had set up shop down there, and they were feeding the firefighters, and they were talking about their menu coming up, and the firemen were coming and getting boxes and taking it up to the front line. And not only that, they were like saying, okay, well, the Canadian firefighters here, the Mexican, Maine, all the different states that have sent their people in. And it was like thousands of people were there helping each other out, the animal rescue people. And I'm like, oh, I needed to see that today. And I wanted to talk to you about how my thought germs, and germs are neither good nor bad, but that how when I changed the word, here's the word, I would love to have you, nothing else, change the word worry, W-R-R-Y, worry, into wonder. I was worried and at the level of fact. And when I switched it up to, I wonder what really is happening here. Where are the miracle people? Where are the miracles? And as soon as I did that, I changed from a higher vibrational thought, and I started what I found it, worry to wonder. Okay. Now I have a whole list of words. We're going to talk about how we can talk about constrictive words and expanded words. So I'm going to pull this up, and well, I don't want to show you my. Okay, hang on. Let me hang on a second, and let me talk to you about words and how if we truly believe that our words are power germs. Check this out. And this in Brave Thinking Institute, which I'm a part of and a coach with, there's common hour language and brave thinking language. So just for a moment, even if you've never heard this before, let's shift our thinking and shift our words into some brave thinking language. All right, here's some examples. So, well, the first one was worry, wonder. In other words, worry, common hour language. In other words, we'll find more to worry about. Wonder. Oh, I wonder what's happening here. I wonder what's unfolding here. Okay. Another one is when we find ourselves hurry, 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 hurry. That is a common hour language in lack thinking. Hurry, 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 hurry. I don't have enough time. This and that. Inevitably, you know where that gets you constrictive. And instead, we'll change it is I'm right here, right now. Everything is okay. There's another as we keep going. Another word is when I say but. Okay, I'm fine. But. but. Change that word but to and. Okay? Everything is going fine and I can see the good in right here. So you can use that. Play around with that this week. Here we go. Another common hour language is black and white thinking. In other words, either or. Either this or that thinking. Either or thinking. Trying to think of an example of that. Okay. Either this is going to happen or this is going to happen. And to change the brave thinking is both and. In other words, you can use this as a decision making. Okay? And you have a decision between two awesome stuff. Either I do this or I do this. What if you do both and even more? Allowing the infinite to pour more into you. Okay? Let's see. All right. So here's another one for what I'm teaching this week on forgiveness. When you hear yourself saying, I coulda, I shoulda, I coulda, shoulda, could've, should've. And you just watch your whole body when you say that. Well, I could have done this. Oh man, I should have done that. Coulda, should have. In other words, you're staying yourself in a constrictive mindset. And those words, boom, power germ. And the brave thinking language is I am. In other words, it brings you right in the present moment. It's not that you're afraid to look back at that, but you were operating at a level of awareness at that time in your life. And the more we beat ourselves up about that time, the more we'll beat ourselves up. So when you claim I am believe. I am joy. And put in there your power word for this year. coulda, shoulda. I am aware. I am awakening. I am believing. I am compassion. This is where when I was teaching school, I used to teach the kids the power of I am, right? You're claiming it. And so we would go through the alphabet. I am awake. I am believing. I am compassionate. I am decisive. Ooh, I am decisive. I am emerging. We all are emerging. And we all will be emerging out of the fact now, the fires, the constriction, all that. We are all emerging. And it's up to you what you'll be emerging into. It's up to you. You have choice. I am emerging. I am free. You are free to generate any thoughts or any words about anything that's going on. What if you became a brave thinker and are free to think that something good is happening here? A big stretch if you're in the middle of it. I understand, big time. Okay, I am generous. We'll be calling for, okay, what can I do with what I have right here in this moment? Perhaps saying a prayer, perhaps holding energy for the highest good, perhaps anything could come. Sit down in your meditation and ask, what can I do right here, right now? And if you are thinking, I can add to the constriction, stop it. I'm just saying, right? I know I can't control you, but just stop it. Okay, I am generous. I am healing. I am a wounded healer. Go back into where you were wounded. Perhaps the fires were coming in your life, whatever that looked like. And look at, oh, how did I heal? I am a wounded healer. And perhaps just sitting down with someone. I also saw a group of people, the Salvation Army, were saying what they're doing. They are just there in the silence, offering people hugs, letting people cry. And that's Salvation Army work, which is so beautiful. I don't know if you've ever had a chance to be around someone where they are in the middle of their trauma or crisis. Perhaps someone had just died. Perhaps a friend of mine just lost her husband. And perhaps is being courageous enough to be in their energy, not saying anything, but holding out your arms, having them come in deep, your heart to their heart, and breathing with them. Where you take those deep breaths, even when their breaths are like sobbing, but you can continue with your deep breath and you're holding them and letting them go on for however they need to do until their breathing matches yours. And then when they pull away, you can see the transformation right there, even if it's for 5 seconds. Your heart touched their heart, you're breathing, and you're holding. Now, many of us are not in this situation now, but we can imagine, which is we can imagine ourselves being there, holding, breathing, deeply breathing, and holding someone's heart, an affirmation. They can feel it. We all can feel it. Yeah. So I love that. I'm so grateful to come in here this Transformation Tuesday at the level of fact where I am physically. I'm sitting in the second floor of the Cedar Park, Texas Public Library, overlooking these beautiful trees that have been preserved, and watching the workers spread mulch, and knowing that I'm really gifted. We are all gifted right where we are. So I want to end with you with I know we're studying the invisible power. You're going to be really thrilled. I have two powerhouse speakers coming in the next 2 weeks, Gina Broyer, as well as Letty from northern Wisconsin, and they have stories of their um, visualizing. So basically, your invisible power is all about the power of visualization. And so that this chapter on your word, what you're visualizing with the word is power tool. So I want to end with a little reading from Og Mandino's book, The Greatest Salesman in the World, Part 2. Maybe you're not familiar with this book, but the first Greatest Salesman in the World is awesome. This is his second book in this series. And these are the vows of success. Okay, there's 10 vows of success. I just wanted to read from the one vow that, here's a vow. So let's take a deep breath in. You can shut your eyes if you want. Believe, believe, believe. It's from 105 in the second book. And this is on the, hang on a second, the fifth vow of success. Always will I seek the seed of triumph in every adversity. Always will I seek the seed of triumph in every adversity. Whenever I am struck down in the future by a terrible defeat, I will always inquire of myself after the first pain has passed, how I can turn this adversity into good. What a great opportunity that moment might present, to take the bitter root I am holding and transform it into a fragrant garden of flowers. Always will I seek the seed of triumph in every adversity. Now I can see that adversity has many benefits, little recognized. It is the only scale in which I can weigh those who profess to be my friends and learn the truth. It is also the state in which I most easily become acquainted with my inner self, and it has the wondrous ability of drawing out talents in me which in prosperous circumstances would have likely remained dormant. Always will I seek the seed of triumph in every adversity. So once again, let's take a deep breath in and put a blessing on this day, this time. Bless, bless, bless. Believe, believe, believe. So this is Judy Matejcek with Transformation Tuesday, your invisible power, your words as seed germs. Dream big, dream bold, accomplish brilliantly, because we matter. You matter, we matter. And we'll see you next week. Imagine what could happen in 1 week's time if we all notice what we're noticing in common hour language and switch to our brave thinking. I love you and bless you and see you as safe.